Oh my God, y'all! The Division Two version of Caitlin Clark, Emily, she done did it again. Faced the Bulldogs and y'all 32 points. But on a good note, Destiny, a Bowie Bulldog, she dropped 40 points in another game, a very close game without 40 points was needed. I mean, her third quarter of that game was best third quarter I've seen. Like, honestly, best performance I've seen, my 4 years here. But that third quarter specifically, oh man, I was smiling ear to ear all third quarter long. Y'all don't want to miss what happened in that third quarter. All coming up on today's episode of Bowie State Sports Talks. Do not go anywhere. Welcome to today's episode of Bowie State Sports Talks. Before we get to Destiny and her 40-point game, let's start with the men Bulldogs. Actually, even though I didn't write anything down, write any notes down, I guess I'll start with the football team again. Jordan Morse, he entered the transfer portal. Transfer portal. He was one of our QBs last year and this season that just passed. So best of luck to him. I wrote a little bit about him in one of my articles. Shameless plug. Y'all should go read that. So best of luck to him. I just put that out there right quick. But now let's get to the basketball. The men's basketball team, they're currently 5-4. They're on a 2-game win streak. That's great. But I remember November 19th, they played Frostburg. And first thing I noticed was Amir Bush wasn't playing. He's been missing a lot of games. I'm not sure what's going on, if it's an injury, something off court. I mentioned that last episode. But he has been missing a lot of games. But with him missing a lot of games, the Bulldog that has stepped up a lot is Muganda. Oh my sweet baby Jesus. Mother of pearls, whatever you can say. Muganda has been absolutely doing his thing. Like this game against Frostburg, he went off. Definitely in the second half, late second half, final minutes of the second half, when the game was close. He hit so many and ones, hitting the free throws, clutch layups, he scored 9 points. He scored 9 of the final Bulldogs 12 points in the fourth quarter. Not the whole fourth quarter, but their final points of the game. I mean, it's not quarter. In the second half, their final 12 points in the second half, Muganda, he scored 9 of those points. It was beautiful. It was beautiful to see him take over in the fourth quarter. But put that beauty aside, because this game was still stressful to watch. It was probably, I want to say a minute left in the game. The Bulldogs, they was up by 1 point. Muganda, he drives to the basket. This time it didn't end well. He committed a charge, turnover. Frostburg, they get the ball back. Man, the same way I said Emily be cooking the Lady Bulldogs. To be fair, she got a full history. No, I'm not gonna say full history, but she got a history of doing that. Jaden Baker, that man killed the Bulldogs this game. We could not stop him. We couldn't. You know how people say, Klay Thompson, he can't shoot a rocket. He can't shoot like a rocket to the ocean. This man can shoot an ant into a. Okay, I was about to say an ant into a basket. I mean, I guess y'all still get the point. Basically, saying he can't miss. Hopefully, my analysis made sense. He could not miss, right? Like I said, Buganda, he got a charge, turned the ball over. Jaden Baker, top of the key. He isoed in Corey Barnes, who's a great defender, by the way. He had a nice little move and pulled up for 3. Guess what? His coach took a timeout. He made a 3, and the 3 didn't count. His coach called a timeout. He was so pissed. And with that, it's funny because that reminded me of a game that happened later. It was the Lakers against the Kings, right? No, it was the Lakers against, I think, Utah Jazz. And the young Bull, he drove past, I want to say Austin Reeves, hit a layup late in the fourth quarter with a few seconds left. But guess what? His coach called a timeout before the layup went up, so it didn't count. That's why I said it's funny. Those two remind me of each other. Anywho, Frostburg, they came out of this timeout, and they gave Jaden another ISO. This time it's putting up from deep. He drove past the defender, Corey, once again, and hit a tough layup over the Bulldog who was helping in the paint. Frostburg up by 1. Bulldogs call timeout. They inbound the ball from their side of the court, and while the inbound was holding the ball, I forgot who the big was, but the bigs had an off-ball screen and slipped to the paint. The big on defense switched with the point guard. Like the point guard and the big both double teamed Davis. Nobody guarded the Bulldogs big, who rolled to the paint open. He was open on the roll to the paint. The person who passed the ball in, he didn't see that. When Davis caught the ball, he was facing like the opposite direction of the big, so he didn't see it. At the moment, I was livid. I would see that. I was like, bro, Davis, pass the ball, bro. He's open on the roll. What you doing? But now I remember, like, this is not 2K. Like, on 2K, with the 2K camera, I would have saw that. But it's real life. So if you look in this direction, you can't see the person behind you wide open. So I was like, okay, you know what? It's real life. I get it. Anywho, Davis, he caught the ball in the inbound. He ran around another screen that was set by Morris to the off-ball screen, top of the key. Davis ran around the off-ball screen, drove to the paint, hit a layup with 1 second left in the game. The Bulldogs won this game 68-67. And Uganda, man, like I said, a beautiful game. Finished the game with 18 points. Half of those 18 points coming in the late fourth quarter, in the late second half, when most needed. And Davis, he finished with 6 points, but he scored those 2 points when it mattered most. Like, Davis isn't averaging a lot of points per game this season, but if you watch the game and see what he does, like from facilitating the ball to scoring, like I think it's like a second game-winning layup of the season. I believe it's his third, actually. Like, he's not averaging that many points, but he's been clutch this year, man. Clutch. Next up, the Bulldogs played Colorado. No, not Deion Sanders school. It was Colorado Messi. The Bulldogs, they had a tough time breaking this team. It was 3-2. Yeah, 3-2 zone defense. Like, oh my goodness, man. It was a hard watch. I think I did turn the game off, like probably like in the third quarter. I turned the game off because I said, yeah, we're not winning this game. But I will say, shout out to Wimbush. He did play this game. He came off the bench. When he was on the court, he was standing at the free throw line. You know, in the 3-2, the free throw line is like open 90% of the times. So he was standing at the free throw line. He was knocking them down. Like, he scored 12 points. All 12 of those from mid-range J's. Sometimes he was at the free throw line. Other times he was at the corner. Not the corner three-point line. He was at the corner mid-range. He was open, caught it and shoot it, knock it down. So shout out to him. Caleb Johnson, it was like some threes this game. Like, I think he shot like 3 for 6 this game from 3. But some of the threes were crazy. Shout out to him. He had a good game. Oh, and man, another reason I turned this game off, because they had the Bulldogs. It was like 2 plays. They made the Bulldogs look like Boo Boo the Fool. I mean, dribbling between their legs. I think some guy like fake Hezzy. Oh my, I forgot what happened. But it's not. I'm playing. I should be playing the clip on screen right now. I tell you, those plays had me pissed off. Like, this is not a team I grew up loving to watch. I'm lying. I didn't grow up watching them. This is not a team I fell in love with my 4 years here. What is this? Oh my goodness, man. Next, they played Fort Lewis and they lost. The Bowie Bulldogs, they lost 53-68. Not gonna lie, I didn't watch that game, so I would not speak on it. But I did watch the next game against Shepherd University. The Bulldogs, they won 62-56. And nothing really stood out to me in this game. Like, I didn't really recall anything or jot down any important notes. But I did jot this down. They started to play bad basketball early in the second half, which is true, because they had like a 17-point lead entering the second half. That lead got cut down to 6 points in like a 4-minute span. Like, what? Huh? I know basketball is a game of the runs, but come on now. Come on. But fortunately, the Bulldogs, they hold on to that 4-point lead, ended up winning the game by 6. The next game was against Shippensburg. So this was a great game. Even though I wasn't able to watch this game live because my Panthers was playing, you know, I know we was going to lose, but my Panthers come first. Now, I did get a chance to rewatch this game, and when I rewatched it, boy, was it worth every single second. I mean, the first possession of the game wasn't really worth it, to be honest. I'm not going to hold you, because that Amir Wimbush, went up for a layup, got blocked. Cool, we all get blocked. The Bulldogs got the board. Wimbush put up for a mid-range jumper, missed. Bulldogs got the board again. What happened after they got that board? When they got the board again, Wimbush, he backed this man down, made the layup. It was called for an offensive foul. No bucket. Turnover. Oh, it got worse. Because the next offensive was possession for the Bulldogs, Wimbush got plucked. Another turnover. He started this game, but he only played for like 11 minutes in this game. And rightfully so, because he was playing pretty terrible this game. Like, yeah, he was the best player on the team to start the season off, but you got to earn those minutes, buddy. Because those first two possessions, offensive possessions of this game, was terrible. So he was off for his game overall, though. He shot like 0 for 4 from the field. He had 4 turnovers. But enough of him, and back to the Bulldogs as a whole. The Bulldogs didn't really start clicking this game until like the second, I would say the middle of the second half, where they were down by 16 points. Like last game, they almost blew a 17-point lead. This game, they came back from a 17-point deficit. So shout out to them. Because that from like the halfway mark of the second half, the Bulldogs went on a 38 to 20 run. Oh my God, man, beautiful basketball. Justin Morsey. I think that's his last name. That's the guy I was talking about earlier, who set an off-ball screen at the top of the key for the point guard for the game on the layup. Justin. He went on a quick little 6-0 run this game by himself, make it a 10-point game. A few minutes later, they were trailing by 13 points. But from that 13-point deficit on forward, French kiss. I mean, they went on a magnificent 7-minute span, 7-minute run, a run in a 7-minute span. What I'm trying to say. They went from trailing by 13 to leading by 7 in 7 minutes. I must admit, the Bulldogs were forcing turnovers this game, but Shippensburg defense was great. Like it was a few plays where it was like a 3-on-1 transition, 3 Bulldogs against 1 Shippensburg defender. That one defender stopped the Bulldogs. I don't know if I should give more credit to Shippensburg defense or be more worried about the Bulldogs transition offense, because that was kind of scary to watch. You can't fumble those 3-on-1 transitions if you want to win the Seattle championship, which should be the goal. Y'all gotta, fix that. That's a little concerning, a little concerning. But once and again, shout out to no one other than Muganda. He saved us once and again. He had a layup with 16 seconds left to go in the game. That put us up 2. We won the game 75-74. Finished his game with 28 points. He was very efficient. I believe he shot 10 for 15 from the field, 3 for 4 from deep, and 4 for 4 from the free throw line. If I was giving out mid-season awards right now, the MVP would be Muganda, without a doubt. Like I said, Elijah Davis could be in contention, but then again, he's more so the shorty out there dancing. He's more so the clutch player of the year, the MVP. But Muganda, without a doubt, the MVP. Amir Wimbush, he was off to a great start, but he fell off these last few games, even though he's still leading the team in points per game. His recent performance hasn't, been MVP-like. Next, to the Lady Bulldogs, man. Like I said, the Lady Bulldogs, they're arch nemesis. Honestly, everyone's arch nemesis in Division II basketball. Emily Weekly, man. If you're an OG of this podcast, an OG fan, you heard this name last season, so it's no surprise. Because last season when the Lady Bulldogs, played against Frostburg and Emily Weekly, she dropped 31 points. But we still won, thanks to everybody in the lineup stepping up, right? Everyone in the starting 5 had double-digit points, except for Robin, but she still had 2 threes. She had 8 points. She had 8 points and 2 threes. Anat Harris had 22. Man, my fault. Enough reminiscing about the old, starting 5 and back to this game. Like I said, Emily is our enemy. That's a bar. Emily is our enemy. She entered this game averaging 28.5 points per game, and she dropped 32 points against us. She played all 40 minutes. She hit like a clutch three to pretty much seal this game away. I almost broke into tears watching this game. Like, why gotta be us? I mean, I'm just kidding. It's not us. She does it against everybody. But man, like she was making shots she had no business making. Like y'all know how in the playoffs against the Lakers, where like it can be like 0.01 second left on the shot clock. What the Nikola Jokic going to do from 3-point line? He going to boom, like this heave it over his head and make it. That's like what she did against us. I remember it was a play in the fourth quarter. She was boxed. She was in the paint, boxed. She couldn't dribble, couldn't pick up the ball. Well, she could pick up the ball, couldn't dribble, couldn't do nothing. She just tossed that sucker up, and it went in. Like I said, man, I just hate watching her. Like I hate her playing against my team. Should I say? She's fun to watch. It's like this. Like if you watch the NBA, a lot of fan bases this offseason was saying, man, it's fun to watch Steph Curry when he's not going against our team. Like all of us, Americans enjoy watching Steph Curry do what he do in the Olympics, because he was playing for our team, not playing against us. But now the season is here, you would hate to see Steph Curry hit a dagger on like 3 wide defenders, right? That's how I feel about Emily. I love watching her do this against other teams, but hate seeing her do this against the Bulldogs. But the Bulldogs, like they were playing half court defense, half court trap defense, trying to force a turnover, and for some odd reason they just left Emily open. Now that should be the last person you should leave open on our team. I don't care. Leave an open layup. I'd rather them have an open layup than Emily have an open 3. I'm sick of her. Anywho, I did like the Lady Bulldogs' effort. On defense this game. They forced 10-second violations, which is like an 8-second violation in the NBA. They forced a few jump balls. They didn't like maintain possession of each jump ball, but they forced a few jump balls, and yeah, but they failed to score off of those turnovers. I don't got a statistic, but I'm pretty sure like the Bulldogs might have forced like 20 turnovers, scored like 5 points off of it. I think that's how bad they was scoring over turnovers this game. And once and again, I know this is the Bowie podcast, but I gotta give love where love is due. Shout out to Emily, man. Through her first 2 seasons, she scored 1,192 points. This is her 3rd year. Off to a good start again. Like I said, in 29 games, she was averaging 28.5 points per game. And like I kind of wonder if she ever thought about like going to Division I basketball, like entering the transfer portal, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna get big offers from big schools. So I wonder if she ever like thought about entering the Division entering the transfer portal and going to a Division I school. I think she's good enough for it. But like I said, my fault. Enough of Emily. I know this is a Bulldog podcast. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. But I did love Mia Smith this game. Her defense specifically. She had 4 blocks, 2 steals. Should have been like honestly like 4 or 5 steals. But like I said, from jump balls, the Bulldogs don't always maintain possession of the ball, so they don't count the steal. But it should have been like 4 or 5 steals. I love her defense's game. It was magnificent. And I don't know if y'all remember me saying I watched like players like highlights, mixtapes, these new players that we got this season to see the type of players they are. And I didn't notice like any like good 3-point shooters based off their mixtapes and highlights. This game proved me wrong. Because man, honestly this whole season, because their shooting, their 3-point season has been atrocious. I just leave that there. Next, the Lady Bulldogs, they played Bloomsfield. They lost 66-70. I was not able to watch this game. I was kind of too busy. Nor was I able to go back and watch film. But based off the stat sheet, which I hate being a stat sheet watcher because they don't always tell the full story. But based on the stat sheet, the second quarter killed the Lady Bulldogs once and again. And this has been a problem for the Lady Bulldogs my whole 4 years here. I talked about the second quarter issue with Coach Sade Swan in my interview with her. Y'all should go check it out. But they got outscored 6-16. They shot 3 for 20 from the field, 0 for 7 from deep, and 0 for 2 from the free throw line in the second quarter. Now they shot terrible from deep all game, 5 for 29. Mia Smith, she was 2 for 13. Destiny was 2 for 7. Like I don't know if they was open or contested threes. I won't speak on them, but good God Almighty, man, 3-point shooting is killing us. Shout out to Mia though. She dropped her season high 22 points that game, even though it came in a losing effort. We'll take it. Next, they played Goldie Beacom, and man, probably the game of the year. I mean, the Lady Bulldogs, they won 79-71. Like they went on a fourth quarter run that had tears coming out of my ass, coming out of my eyes. Hopefully, y'all didn't. Hopefully, I said that. I said it correctly, but hopefully, y'all didn't mispronounce me saying eyes for another word. They had tears coming out of my eyes, man. I was. But before I talk about that, quick shout out to Destiny. This is the game that she scored 40 points. And to make things better, I don't recall seeing her play in the second quarter of this game. Right? So she had 40 points without playing at all in the second quarter. At least from my memories. Like I said, when I was watching, I didn't see her on the court. I didn't hear the commentator call her name, nothing. Actually, no. This game didn't have commentators, I believe. Or was it next game? Anywho, I don't recall seeing her on the court at all in the second quarter. And she still scored 30 points. 40 points. Like I said, the third quarter was like third quarter Klay Thompson in 2016. Game 6 Klay Thompson in 2015 against the Thunder. She scored 20 points. The Lady Bulldog as a team scored 23 points. She scored 20 of those 23 points. She shot 7 for 9 from the field, 2 for 3 from deep, and 4 for 4 from the free throw line in this quarter. And those were some pretty deep threes. Not like, towing the line like Kevin Durant type of three, even though that was the two. I mean, she was like probably like a foot or two behind the 3-point line, if not further than that. That's when the third three that she took, it was like a final second of the quarter heave three. So in my heart, she shot 2 or 2 from deep and 7 or 8 from the 3-point line. Cause that final shot don't count in my books. She got the shot off before the buzzer ended, but she just like heaved it up there. I don't care if I mean she just heaved it. Like I said, man, it was a great quarter. And like the best thing about that is that she wasn't ball hugging. She was like a primarily ball handler, of course, and she was letting the play develop. If nothing was there, if nobody got open during the play, boom, she took off. Whether it was going to the paint, drawing a foul, or going to the paint, getting a bucket. But like for example, the 2 threes that she hit, it was off of a play. She's holding the ball, the play developed. She passed it to the person who received the off-ball screen. If the person with the off-ball screen wasn't open or didn't want to shoot, they held it, tried to get open or whatever. If they wasn't open, they kicked it back to Destiny, who was like on the wing, catch and shoot, knocked down both of those threes. So like I said, she wasn't ball hugging this quarter, but she was like whenever something wasn't there for her teammates, she made something happen, and I love that. What else? This game as a whole, she was very efficient. She was 11 for 16 from the field, 3 for 5 from deep, and 15 for 17 from the line. But I don't remember if it was this game or if it was another game. With 2 minutes left, the Bulldogs played some of their best defense in franchise history. I mean, they was taking charges, forcing 10-second violations, forcing jump balls and getting possession of the jump ball, forcing steals. Like they forced 6 turnovers in the fourth quarter, and most importantly, they scored 13 points off of those 6 turnovers. Magnificent. But was it this game? Yeah, it was this game. Watching this game was frustrating because they had no commentators. Look, man, I'm not Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp, he watched the game on mute. I want to hear commentators like tell me what's going on. I mean, I know what's going on, but help me know who's scoring, who's doing this, because they don't got names in the back of the jerseys, so it's kind of hard to tell who's who for most plays. So commentators, help me know who did this, who did what. They had no commentators for this game. They had like no live feed, like no scoreboard on the screen. So I don't know what quarter we was in, unless I was able to see like the scoreboard hanging on the wall from some camera angles. I don't know how much time was left in the quarter. Unless I was able to see the shot clock on the top of the backboard showing how much time was left. None of that. It was terrible. I know what the score was. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I thought the way Destiny was balling, I thought we was blowing them out the water. But I learned once the game ended, it was a close game. Like that's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Next, we played Felician, and in the post, no, in that ending, the interview right before halftime. No, it was a post game interview when the game ended. Coach Sade Swan, she said they, as in the Lady Bulldogs, didn't make any adjustments. She just told the players they need to come out the half and be more aggressive on defense because they was too static on defense. And it's safe to say the Lady Bulldogs, they heard the message. They outscored the Golden Falcons 28-9 in the third quarter. They played defense the exact same way they played defense in the fourth quarter of the last game. I mean, forcing turnovers, again, 10-second violations. I didn't see any charges this game, but 10-second violations, forcing turnovers, jump balls, great defense. Rotation was on point as well in the half-court defense, just to point that out. And Destiny, she struggled this game, but I remember all three of her steals came in the third quarter. She scored 9 points. 7 other points came in the third quarter. What else? The Bulldogs, they forced 8 turnovers in the third quarter. It was 7 steals. Actually, I do think one of them was a charge. It was either a charge or a 10-second violation. They forced 8 turnovers in this quarter. 7 of those were steals. 1 of those was a charge or a 10-second violation. One of those. I forgot which one. But anywho, great third quarter. If they played this for the rest of the season, like the way they played in that quarter, they played that way in every quarter for the rest of the season, they win it all. No one can stop them. And keep in mind, Destiny was struggling in this game, and they still won. But seven different Bulldogs scored in the third quarter, but only 2 Golden Falcons scored. What else? That got jotted down. That's really it. Actually, no. The fourth quarter, it was terrible. It was bad basketball. The Lady Bulldogs were scoring the ball efficiently, right? They shot 6 to 8 from the field, 6 to 10 from the free throw line, but isn't all that great. But it was turnovers that cost in the fourth quarter. They had 10 turnovers in the fourth quarter alone. Some careless offensive fouls, Destiny losing control of the ball. It was like 2 bad passes that went out of bounds. It was terrible. You know, like shout out to Odeon. She finished the game with 8 points and 9 rebounds. She led the Bulldogs in the fourth quarter with 6 points, but she should have had like 12 points at least. It was 2 open layups that she missed. One of them, her defender was sealed in front of her while she was like posting her defender up. Destiny threw the ball over her shoulder. She caught the ball, went up, she bricked it. Easy layup, she missed. Next, it was a fast break off a steal. It was a defender like on her side, but the defender didn't even jump. She still missed a layup on a fast break. So, shout out to Odeon. She did win Defensive Player of the Week. Like this last week, she was announced Defensive Player of the Week this week, but she won her performance last week. Like I said, those 2 missed layups, unacceptable. I did not watch their next 2 games. I did watch some of one of their games I was watching when I was at the gym. I didn't jot down any notes, so I really forgot what happened against Shepherd, but the Bulldogs did win. There was like one play that caught my attention. It was funny, right? Sydney, she got past the defender and kicked it to Miller in the paint. Miller dropped it. That was funny because of what happened with the Timberwolves with Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle. When Julius Randle like threw the ball to Gobert in the paint, he dropped it. It was funny to see that connection. Now, Sydney and Miller, they don't got any beef like Gobert and Julius had in that game, but it was still funny to see that. But like I said, next they played their first Seattle Conference opponent, Johnson C. Smith, yesterday while I was in class, so I didn't get to see that, nor did I get to watch film. But last week, Destiny was named Seattle Player of the Week Once and again, yesterday she was just named CIAA Player of the Week again. To 2 times back to back. Congrats to her. Much deserved. Like I said, she got 40 points. She had 7 steals in a 3-game span. Odeon, she won Defensive Player of the Week. And look, Lady Bulldogs, they're 5-2 to start the season so far. Like, I'm not trying to overreact because they started out last season 4-3. It's only like 1 game worse than this season. But I think this team can make a run in the playoffs. Like, if they fix their shooting, as they're shooting 19% in the CIAA, which is the second worst in the CIAA. It's 19% from the 3-point line, I should say, which is the second worst. And to make that worse, they took the second most shots. You might be like, they took more shots. So of course they missed more. The team who took the most threes in CIAA had the second best 3-point percentage. So the Lady Bulldogs took the second most threes in CIAA, had the second worst field goal percentage. Another team took the most threes in the CIAA and had the second best 3-point percentage. See that? That's pretty bad. So I feel like if they tighten up on their 3-point shooting and fix their turnovers, specifically Destiny, because she had like, I think she leads the CIAA in turnovers this season. That's to say that it's not good. If they fix those 2 problems, I think they can make a push for the CIAA championship. Look, call me delusional, because I am delusional. I want to see both teams, the men's and the women's, win. This is my last year here. I want to go out with a banger. I think the bowling team might let me down. I got faith in both the women's basketball team and the men's basketball team. But like I said, tonight is a doubleheader in the AC Jordan Arena. The Lady Bulldogs play that DC team first at 5 o'clock. Then the men Bulldogs are up next at 7 o'clock. So we'll see how that go. Last time I was on here, I told y'all the volleyball team, they made it to the playoffs once and again for the second year in a row, where they ended up playing Shaw University, the last team that they wanted to face, and we saw that throughout this game. Because the Lady Bulldogs, they got swept, which is no surprise at all. You all expected that. I try to be delusional and say, hey, the bowling team won 50 straight games against Elizabeth City State. But Elizabeth City State upset the Bulldogs. But realistically, losing aside, I knew they was going to lose against Shaw. But big shout out to Taylor Johnson. She won CIAA Rookie of the Year, earned a spot on the All-Rookie team and All-Conference second team. Y'all heard her name a lot on this podcast. No, y'all haven't. Y'all heard her name a lot in my articles. Go read it. Because, like I said, she won Rookie of the Year. She was balling this season. I knew what I saw. Trinity, freshman, she also made the All-Rookie team. This was well-deserved. I didn't mention her name at all this season, but she was doing her thing. Nina Edwards and Nicole Taylor, they also made the All-Conference first team. And that's really it for the sports talk about Bowie. But I do want to talk about one more thing. I was listening to a podcast, and one of them said, "What is your dream possession?" Honestly, I couldn't come up with an answer, but I decided to say like a mansion, because somebody on that podcast, he said a mansion. He was like, his mansion would have a theater, it would have like a VR room, cause they like to do like golfing, so a VR room for VR golf, cause like they might be watching a movie. Movie bad, so they go from the theater to the VR golf room. So I sat back and said, what would I want my dream possession to be? Like I said, I couldn't come up with anything. So I said, you know what? I'll do a mansion too. So I was thinking, what would I have in my mansion? I'll probably have like 6 to 7 bedrooms, right? 1 bedroom for me and my girl, me and my wife or whatever. 1 bedroom specifically for her. Like, no matter how big the closet is, she's gonna have more stuff she wanna hang up. So she got a whole nother bedroom to hang up her extra stuff in, for her extra shoes, her extra clothes, purses, whatever. So another bedroom just for her, and 1 room for my man cave. No, not my man cave, my gamer room. Y'all gonna hear me mention gamer room again in the basement, but this gamer room is different, because this gamer room will have like a small monitor that I play my games on. But the basement would have like a big TV. So the gaming room, so it's gonna have my game system in there. We're gonna have some anime posters on the wall, sports posters on the wall. It's gonna be looking nice. I don't care how the bedroom look. My wife, she can design it. I don't care. As long as my game room looked the way I want it to look, I'm satisfied. Yeah, I'll probably have like 3 more bedrooms. Just because I had 3 kids, maybe 2 kids in the guest bedroom or whatever. I don't know. Just like 7 bedrooms. That's when 3 bathrooms upstairs, one in me and my wife room, one in my man cave, my gaming room, and one in the hallway. On the first floor, I don't know. I don't care how I look. I was just thinking, like I would have like a swimming pool. Right, hear me out. Like I said, it's a dream house. I'm realistic. I would have a swimming pool starting from like the first floor, like the main entrance of the house, going into the basement. So you enter the pool on the first floor, but it's like 16 feet deep. That like goes down to the basement. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying you can go from the pool to the basement, but like I don't know how to explain it. You enter the pool through the first floor. It's 16 feet deep. Got a diving board. Got a shower in there. I will put a lock on that door. No, not a lock. I'll put like a pin number on that door. 'Cause like I said, if I had kids, I don't want my kids to be swimming in 16 feet deep water without me in there. So I'm gonna put like a pin code on that door. You gotta know the pin code to get in. 'Cause you know how hurt I would be if I'm in my room gaming and I come out and my kid is in the pool drowning. I'll be hurt. So safety first. Putting the pin code on that door. Doop. Not telling the code till they turn 18. I don't care how good they can swim. 18, you get the code. Now to the basement. Like I said, I don't care about the second floor, kitchen, living room, dining room, whatever. And like I said, swimming pool. That's what I want. Now to the basement. Basement, man, it's gonna be big down there. We're gonna have a game room. I mean, it's gonna have a big TV for the video games you played on PlayStation, Wii, Xbox, you name it. Somewhere down there, I'm having like a karaoke machine or a karaoke room. I don't know yet if I have like a separate room for karaoke or a karaoke machine mixed in with the game room. I'm having Connect Four down there, some Uno cards down there, some spades for those 90-year-olds, a pool table for those 90-year-olds. Next, I'm gonna have a bowling room. Gonna be like 4 lanes, bowling. So that way, cause I think my family is scared of bowling against me. They don't want to get beat in public. So maybe if they get beat in private in my mansion, they won't be as scared. Cause imagine you going out and you beside people and you losing. Like I got 220, you only got 130. And you talking smack while doing it too. So I kind of get why they embarrassed. So maybe if I put a bowling alley in my mansion, where it's just us and not the public seeing, they wouldn't be so scared. That's what I think. Hopefully I'm right. So I have a bowling alley down there with like I'm gonna do 4 lanes, and yep, that's that. Beside the bowling alley, I'll have a gym. Nothing too crazy. Probably just like 3 treadmills, 2 treadmills. 2 squat racks. Cause with a squat rack, you can squat, you can bench press, you can shoulder shrug, you can deadlift, you can do everything with a squat rack. Take 2 squat racks and like a rack with dumbbells on it, from 5 pounds all the way up to like 150 pounds. Cause you never know. You never know. I might one day be benching 150-pound dumbbells. Right now I'm at 125. Give me like 5 more years, I might be at 150. Who knows? I'll have a gym down there as well. I guess I'll have a movie theater down there. I'm not really a big movie guy, but just like a big screen like it is a movie theater. I might watch anime. Oops. I might watch anime movies on there. I might watch anime episodes on there. I might go in there and watch sports games on there. Who ever knows? So give me a movie theater. Okay, it can be used for more than just movies. Sports games, anime episodes. Wild and Out, Family Feud. I guess I'll take one of those too. Why not? Infinite money. It's a dream. What else do I have down there? Am I missing anything? A game room, karaoke, bowling, gym. I guess of course a washing machine and dryer. Of course, I would have like a refrigerator or two down there as well in the game room. Microwave down there. Um, I think that's really it. I can't think of anything else. Another article I want to write about is because the New Year's coming up, and I know a lot of folks like to start the gym. New Year, new me. Once the New Year come up, so I think I'm writing an article. The steps to I don't know how to word it. Something about advice for new folks at the gym. Yeah, be consistent. Do your research before you come into the gym. It's okay to ask for help. Um, eat the right things, and yeah, I might write an article about that because that might not look like it comes to a big. I'm a gym. I go to the gym. I'm going this for 10 years now. 2015. Well, 9 years. About to be 10 years. So give some advice to the new year, new me folks. Can't wait to see them in the gym. Hopefully they stay this time. They always did this there for like 1 month, if that, then they leave. So hopefully my article can help them stay. Other than that, I am out. I might see y'all next week. If I don't see y'all next week, I will see y'all in 2025. Have a safe New Year's. Have a safe Christmas. Salute.